Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video. We're back here at TCH Austin. Last day here in Austin, and of course, gotta mix in some poker. So we're hopping into the 1-2 real quick. Going to play some hands, waiting on the 1-3 game. So yeah, wish us luck. Hopefully enjoy the video. We'll get in some big pots. Drop that thumbs up button. It's always much appreciated. And let's get into the action. Quick intro. Sitting down at the 1-2 game with a 300 max, playing 9-handed, and the first hand we get dealt in. We pick up pocket queens on the hijack, the player to my right limps, and it's a good life with queens first hand in. I decided to raise it up to $15, and we get action with the small blind and limper making the call. Off to a flop, which comes king, 4, 2 diamonds out there. When action checks to me, just going to c-bet a small amount. Not really sure how much these players can call right now, so I throw out $15, and only the small blind makes the call. The turn comes a 3 of clubs, brings in a backdoor flush draw. Now the small blind throws out a bet of $15 leading out in this instance. I don't really think he'd bet that small with a king or with trips. Sometimes trips are probably just going to raise on the flop as well, so with that said, I put in a raise to $45 for value, and he thinks about it and makes the call. Off to a river, which comes the 8 of hearts. He checks for a third time, and I think this is a good spot to go for thin value. Not exactly sure what I'm targeting, but all the draws have bricked out, and it's unlikely he has a king in this spot. So with that said, I throw out $50, and after thinking things over, he makes the call for 50. We show our hand and scoop it up. First hand getting dealt in, pocket queens holding, it's a good time.
Good start with queens.
So we played the 1-2 game for about 30 minutes, played a few PLO double board bomb pots, which is a good time. Nothing too significant, mainly just chopped up both of them that we played. But we were in for 300, out for 514 in 30 minutes played. Great time. We picked up aces, we picked up queens. Good start in the 1-2. We're hopping into the 1-3 now. 1K to start, and then you match the stack. So hopefully we'll get some big stacks in there and have a good time. So wish us luck. Hopefully we run it up. Let's go. Transitioning to 1-3 here, and in Texas, in this specific room, you're gonna play a lot of bomb pots, a lot of fun hands going on here. Pretty much once every orbit on the button, dealer's choice will choose a spot. So in this spot, we're playing 5-handed and playing a PLO double board bomb pot, $10 5 ways. We pick up 10, 5, 5, deuce, 2 spades. Flop number 1 comes 3, 4, 6, 2 spades. Flopping the straight right away with a flush draw. Flop number 2 comes ace, 7, 6 rainbow. So absolutely whiffed on that one. Here, the unleon player throws out a bet of $50. The cutoff makes the call, and now onto me. Knowing that I have the second nut on the first flop, let's just pot it here and isolate the field a little bit. Turns out pot is going to be $250. So throwing that out there, well, action ensues. People aren't folding. The small blind makes the call for $250. And the unleon player who originally bet $50 makes the call, and she's all in for $219 total. So we're off to a turn 3 ways with a pretty small side pot. The turn comes the king of hearts up top and an ace on the bottom. Me and the small blind have similar size stacks. He checks to us, and I've got about $700-ish behind. I'm just going to have to pot it, I think, and jam it all in just because I have the top board so locked up. He makes the fold, so we're going to take down the $62 side pot immediately. The rivers don't matter too much. I don't remember them, but they seem like bricks on both boards. I show my hand with the straight up top and with 10 high on the bottom, assuming we're chopping it all the time. She shows ace deuce for trips at the bottom board. So we're going to split the main pots and chip up just a little bit here. Hand number 3 we go. This is a normal one this time. Ace 9 of hearts in the small blind. The early position player opens up the action of $15. The hijack makes the call, and here out of position, flatting is totally fine, but trying to exploit a little bit wider open ranges. I put in the 3-bet to $75, and we're not punishing anyone as both players are making the call. Off to a flop, which comes king 8-3 rainbow. Total brick city, but sitting with ace high and a pretty dry board. We c-bet $100, hoping to get some folds.
But no, the hijack is the only player who makes the call. Early position player folds. The turn comes the deuce of spades, and once again, I think I'm going to bet here, just trying to fold out weaker, like, middle pair hands. I don't know. We throw out $200, and she immediately grabs for her chips and makes the call. So, doesn't seem like our bluff's going to work here as she has so little behind. The river comes a 10. We don't improve, sitting with ace high. She's only got 250 left, and I think standardly we're just not going to give away all our money just yet. Don't think a third barrel will work here, so I check. She checks it back and shows us Jack 8 offsuit. So yeah, there's no folding in Texas, and bluffing in Texas, probably not great. Alright, we move to a new table with bigger stacks here as it is an uncapped 1-3, so we add on a little bit more and we're in the game for 3,500 total. This next hand, another PLO double board bomb pot. This time it's $10, but we're playing 8-handed. 8 ways to the flop, which comes deuce 8 jack. Flop number 2 comes king 10 6 2 clubs. So here, action checks to me, and sitting with middle set on the bottom board, we put in a bet of $80, pretty much pot, and yeah, we're not really getting folds in PLO double board bomb pots. They're going to get spicy as we get 4 players to make the call. So now off 5 ways to 2 turns. Top board comes the 6 of spades, bottom board with the 7 of diamonds. Not great for us, but we do improve to some sort of equity on the top board along with our set on the bottom, but doesn't get to that as the player to my right pots it for 480 total. I'm pretty sure I should probably be folding here as I'm not nutted on the bottom board anymore. There is a straight available. Going multi-way isn't ever a great sign, but let's try to suck out. I make the call for 480, and we get more action as 2 other players call for less amounts. So we're going to build a main pot. Then we have 2 different side pots because the 2 other players were a little bit shorter. We're going to a river. We're going to need to improve, hoping to pair the bottom board at least. The river comes the queen of clubs and the 8 of diamonds. Don't get there either way, and when he checks to us, we're easily going to check it back, assuming we're not going to win this one. The player to my right, since we both had the biggest stacks, he shows first. He shows us ace, deuce, 9, 8. He's got a straight on the bottom board and 2 pair on the top board. That clearly beats our set of 10s and nothing up top, so we're just going to muck immediately and lose this pretty big PLO double board bomb pot. There's action galore down here. This next hand, we pick up pocket 10s with an under the gun $10 straddle. There is an unlimited amount you can straddle with, so that's always fun. So this time playing 1-3-10. I open up the action to $40 in middle position, and action folds around to the player in the big blind who 3-bets to 135. Right after that, the under the gun straddler makes the call, who seems like she's playing pretty much every single hand. And my notes on the big blind is that he seems like a very solid player here, and he's shown down some pretty light 3-bets as well. But he's also sitting very deep stacked. The undergun player only has $500 in her stack, playing every single hand like I said. So with that said, I think I'm very incentivized to 4-bet light here. Although I am in position, going 3 ways to the flop with pocket 10s here just really ruins our chances of winning the pot instead of going heads up. With that said, we put in the very light 4-bet in size to $475. The big blind folds right away, super annoyed with the situation, and the undergun player decides on just flatting with about $80 behind. So, yeah, we're obviously just going to be all in, and turns out I'm just going to go all in blind pre-flop since the action was really weird. Not really sure, there was some sort of miscommunication with the dealer, but whatever. Flop comes jack high, all diamonds, and like I said, I'm all in blind. She decides to make the call, off to a turn and river. No more diamonds come, but the ace on the river is not good for us. I show my hand, and she says it's good. She said she had pocket 8s with a diamond, so happy to fade the outs I needed to fade, and we're taking this one down. Next hand, queen jack of clubs on the big blind, and there's a player in +1 who opens up to $20. I'm very suspicious of this $20 immediately. It's a very large sizing in a 1-3 game, and he's doing this from +1. Anyways, the button makes the call. She's been providing a lot of action so far, and with a very playable hand, I just call as well, and we're hoping to see a good flop for us. Flop comes jack 9 6 2 diamonds. I check, and +1 puts in a C bet of $65 over betting the pot and really polarizing his range at this. The button makes the call as I'd expect her to with almost any two cards, it seems like. And with this action, I have top pair and mainly going with the backdoor equity that I have so far. I make the call and we're evaluating a turn. Turn comes the queen of spades. This is pretty darn perfect for us, and I decide to check. +1 once again throws out another really large bet of $265. This is really polarizing his range now. It seems like he's screaming he has a set, but realistically, there's only one combo of jacks and queens remaining. How many times is he going to have a hand like ace-10 of diamonds, where he has super netted draws? Anyways, with his polarized range, I think I'm just going to flat call here and see a river. He's already put so much in there. We'll see a river. The river comes the 5 of hearts. This is a perfect brick card city. I'm thinking in my head, can I value bet this hand, or should I just check to induce? Because he already did polarize his range so much, he either has nuts or nothing. Anyways, I decide to check. He thinks, and he bets somewhere between 375 to 450. I'm not entirely sure because I just snapped this off with top 2 pair. He shows us 10-9 off suits. So we're going to take this one down, as he did turn a open-ended straight draw. So yeah, I guess it's pretty hard to put people on ranges here, as I thought he had something a lot more narrow opening from +1. The following hand we go. We pick up ace-king off on the button. There's a low jack who opens it up to $20. On to me, and with ace-king, we're going to put in that 3-bet to $60. And I guess 60 is not good enough to isolate the field because everyone left to act makes the call. Small blind, big blind, and the low jack who opened. So let's go 4 ways to a flop, which comes ace 6-6 2 diamonds. Action checks to me in the spot, and sitting with top pair, top kicker, I put in a c-bet of $180. The blinds fold, whom I would be more afraid of holding a 6, and now onto the low jack player who tanks for a while. Counts out his chips. From my perspective, looks like he has about $700 in his stack. And after thinking for a while, he decides to rip it all in, and I snap it off with ace-king high, hoping he has a hand like ace-jack, ace-10, ace-queen. Anyways, we're off to a run-out. Turns out it doesn't matter what the hell the run-out was, because he shows us 8-6 of clubs, turning a boat, and just pretty much drawing very, very thin on the flop anyways. So we're going to double him up and take a hit. So this, guys, is quite the hand to go over. We are playing a quadruple straddle hand, blinds being 1, 3, 10, 20, 40, 80. I'm the player in the $40 straddle, and the player to my left is in the $80 straddle. Anyways, I pick up ace-10 offsuit, which is literally a premium here, and we're sitting somewhere between 25 to 3K effective and deep right now. So the player who made the $10 straddle, also providing a lot of action at table, open limps to 80, folds to me, and I decide to raise it up to $350 here. Pretty standard here, a little bit more than 4x. The straddle makes the call, the $80 straddle makes the call, which is not great, and the action player who limped also calls. We're all playing deep of around 2,500 effective. Welcome to Texas 1-3, guys. Let's strap in for a hand. The flop comes queen, 7, deuce, 2 hearts. Action checks to me, and here I think I'm going to check this. I don't really want to c-bet. I'm holding the ace of hearts, so it's unlikely that someone might have a flush draw of some sort. With that said, I check, and the $80 straddler throws out a bet of $650. The action player folds, and now onto me. This is a spot where we probably can just fold and give it away, but against this player who did open it from +1 with 9-10 offsuit and barrel all 3 streets, I think he doesn't have to have a hand here. Also, we can always improve to runner hearts of some sort. Anyways, I make a pretty loose call. The turn comes a 4. This shouldn't really do much of anything at this point. I decide to check here, and after thinking things over, the opponent checks back. So seems like he has a pretty weak hand. Let's see what develops on the river. The river comes the queen of diamonds, and now this is a pretty good spot to think that we just might be good here, or we just might be able to bluff him off. Since I don't think a queen is checking back turn, although this pot is very massive, Anyways, with ace 10 high, I think this is enough showdown to check for now. So I check, and he tanks for a long time, about a minute or so before acting, and throws out a bet of $500. That's pretty small, and it kind of smells like BS here. Let's try to put him to the test, because I don't think I can call with ace 10 high. There's a lot of hands that we lose to. Pocket pairs that are under a queen, 8s, 9s, 6s, 5s. I don't know if 5s or 6s are going to be betting here, but they just might with this small amount. With that said, there are a few bluffs that we lose to. So we put in the check raise to $1,750. This is a large one. This is a large one to be sweating out here, especially check raising in a 1-3 game, but we need a fold, and he tanks for a while, a lot longer than I would have liked him to, almost 3 minutes of tanking. Reluctantly decides on a fold. Wow, we take this one down. A really big pot for us here. We don't show the bluff, but yeah. Later on, he told a player at the table that he had ace high. I'm not sure why he tanked so long with ace high. Maybe some sort of pocket pair. I'm not entirely sure, but lucky for us to scoop this one.
All right, this wraps up our nice little Austin trip, Texas trip for the weekend. Pretty good results so far. With Texas right now, we played for about 5.5 hours, in for 3,500, out for 46.88. Good profit there. We'll always take that. Shout out to that ridiculous bluff. Hopefully you enjoyed that hand. Definitely shaking my boots. He later said that he had like ace high or something like that. I'm not sure. He tanked for a while. Wanted to fold. We got it through. Playing 1, 3, 10, 20, 40, 80. Who would have thought? Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Absolute blast to make. It's always a good time out here. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the continued support, and I'll see you guys in the next video for sure. We'll always be posting, always grinding out that content, but for now, going back home, going back to Boston, our month-long vacation little trip is over. Peace.